What's up, you freaking winners? See what I did that time?
Because last time you said loser.
Welcome to the Foolish Youths podcast, and cue the intro.
Alright, do that one again.
No, we're sticking with that. Right. We're a one-take podcast here.
Don't cut this out either.
No. So, last week's podcast, our viewers, aka Tanner Stam. How you doing, Tanner?
Tanner.
He liked the guest, so we decided to bring on one more. So we have Caleb Vandergeest back.
Hey.
And with us today, we brought Ryan Vandervelde. For those of you who don't know, he is a sports enthusiast. I'm not gonna say anything else. He's a good dude.
Or are you gonna say something mean?
No, I was gonna say something that you probably don't want out there.
That's fair. I'll take that. True. Man, this is gonna be on the internet.
No, I'll cut that out.
This is gonna be on the internet. You can't say that.
No,
just bleep it out.
I'll bleep it out.
Bleep it out so everybody wants to know what you said.
There's like 5 viewers. Holy shit.
No, but honestly, that's the thing I'm always scared about is saying something really bad. I said this on the last podcast, but because I make fun of Hollywood a lot, and if I ever did get to the point in my film studies thing where I actually got into Hollywood, and then they saw all the shit I said, they'd blacklist me, bro, like that.
You have to start a new Hollywood.
I'll call it Danny Wood. Danny's Wood. It could be a porn industry. Boom. So yikes. So we're gonna start it off with some big news in Canada. Weed has been passed through the House of Commons,
Senate.
and the Senate.
Yeah.
And it's now legal. It's
not.
It's officially been passed to be legal. It's just, it's going to be officially legal October 17th. And me personally, I think that's a very good thing.
Big news for Dan.
No. But yeah, I think it's going to be really good for the economy, one, and also, the biggest problem with weed right now is that you're buying it from some shady-ass dealers who put shit in it that either gets you hooked on other drugs, you get an overdose on fentanyl, because that's a big thing that happens now, and shit like that. And all of that wouldn't happen if the government just regulated it, you know?
My dad was talking the other day, he's how concerned he was about the edibles and stuff. He's talking about how people are going to eat edibles and they're not going to know what's in them. I'm well, that's probably a lot safer than it is right now. Buying a brownie from some random guy off the street, I'd rather buy one from my local dispensary than some person.
Yeah, that has it regulated. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just think everything bad about weed is pretty much going to be gone once it's legalized, you know?
That's a bit optimistic.
That's what they're working for, though. That's all. That's the government. That's what they did with prostitutes 3 years ago, where they made it in Ontario. They were changed prostitutes to sex traffic workers, and then they classified it as a working class because they couldn't stop it. You just can't stop people from smoking weed or doing that. So they're trying to introduce it and then make it a lot safer. And
prostitution is legal in Canada.
Well, it's legal in some parts of Canada where it's
what parts?
I don't know if it's legal as much as it's regulated. Prostitution isn't. Yeah. Prostitution itself isn't legal, but there's people that can be classified as sex traffic workers, and they can do it.
Maybe it's
and they won't be arrested for it or anything.
Kind of similar to how they have safe injection sites.
Yeah.
Where you can get needles. But it's still illegal to do drugs, but they're gonna kind of be involved in it without arresting people.
That's always my favorite thing, though, is when older people are well, just don't smoke weed. It's well, no shit, that could be the answer to everything. It's oh, well, what do we do about gun violence? Well, just don't shoot people. It's not that simple, you know? People are always gonna do it, so might as well make it safe, because weed itself is very safe. It's just all this extra shit that comes with it that makes it,
And also with it being illegal, the people profiting off of the sale are technically criminals, right?
Yeah,
that's one of the big things that I think Justin Trudeau was saying when he was talking about legalizing it. He's like, these criminals have been profiting off this industry for too long. Something that the government can definitely regulate.
Yeah.
Exactly, because that's the biggest thing about making drugs illegal is then all these guys that you don't like are now like, okay, well now you just gave us revenue that you can't take from us.
I have heard concerns also that I don't buy into this personally, that people who like used to sell weed, they're going to be out of business, right, when it becomes legalized to a certain extent, and they're going to start selling other drugs that are worse. But like, I don't know if like that's something that's going to happen. What do you guys think?
That could happen, but like, people who smoke weed just smoke weed. It's not like just because it's legalized they're not just going to start doing other drugs like that.
Exactly. It's not a... Okay, I'm just going to straight up say it's not a gateway drug. To me, if you go from weed to, let's say, heroin or something like that, that's something in you that's messed up. That's something
I think it can be a gateway drug.
I think it depends very much on the person, though, because weed doesn't give you that same, like, well, I mean, I've never done heroin, but heroin is just so
Not yet.
addictive.
You smoked weed, so like, what's next, man?
Well, man, it's on the internet.
Oh, bro, now my parents can't watch this. Sophia, Yato, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. It's only been once.
I lied.
But yeah, I mean...
You've only done heroin once?
No! I only smoked weed once.
You were tricked into it.
Yeah, I was tricked into
Ryan forced him. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's so great to have, like, a scapegoat buddy that, like, your parents don't really, like, know. So then if you hear about it, they'll be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's Ryan.
With us, basically, like, we all blame each other. So, like, all of our parents think, like, our friends are bad, but we're all bad.
Oh, man. But, yeah, I don't know. I think the gateway drug thing is just a lazy way of people not wanting to put blame on themselves. You know what I mean?
You know what's more of a gateway drug than marijuana? Alcohol, I would probably argue. Cigarettes.
No. I've read that. No, you know what?
You don't think alcohol is worse than...
I think that growing up, like, your parents, like, you know people that, like, growing up, like, us growing up, I know people that regularly smoke cigarettes and regularly drink alcohol, like, as, like, people who have beers at night. Yeah. But, like, smoking weed is, like, a big step, especially if you're, like, a youth. Or if you're in your teens. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, after you smoke it, you're like, it's not a big deal. But it's a big step from, like, alcohol and cigarettes.
Yeah. The only reason, though, it's a big step is because it's been portrayed as this awful, evil thing, and it's illegal. Because all this fucking racist propaganda that started this way back in the... Dude, look it up. Weed becoming illegal was all behind racist propaganda. Like, way back in, like, the 50s and stuff. Or, actually, I think it was, like...
I think it was used against Mexicans.
It was used against Mexicans and black people, like, heavily.
I actually watched a video that you shouldn't say the word marijuana. You should say the M word.
Oh, yeah, marijuana. That was so funny. Oh, my gosh. This Mexican guy is just like... please don't say the word marijuana. And like every time you have to like add the like Mexican marijuana. And it's like, yo, no one cares. Like, stop getting offended over stupid stuff like it. When he writes marijuana, it has like an extra 5 R's in it. Marijuana. But Ryan, what were you gonna say about cigarettes and alcohol?
I've definitely read articles, not about alcohol, but of cigarettes being a gateway drug. Like, kids who start smoking cigarettes before like the age of 18 or something like that have like a way higher chance of progressing into hard drugs. Like than kids who smoke weed before. If you regularly smoke cigarettes under 18, like, that's an actual problem.
Yeah,
like that,
but
like,
it's
under
also,
18, like, you're so young.
I think it's more or less an indicator of an addictive personality. Right? I don't know.
True. But yeah, okay, whatever.
I think the problem is people don't want to look at the people that get into this stuff. They just want to look at what this stuff is. Because, like you said, about addictive personalities, that's a huge part of how people get into these drugs. It's just they themselves get addicted to things so easily, you know? Yeah. But people don't want to take that blame and don't want to look that far. They'd rather just use drugs as a scapegoat, you know? Yeah. And I think a huge problem is that drugs are considered bad, so we don't learn about them. When in reality, I think if they're bad, they should teach it in schools, teach what they are, teach what they do, and like all the bad and good things that come with it. Because the more informed you are, the less likely you're going to go into something going like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen, you know what I mean? Because, for example, people see heroin, cocaine, LSD, shrooms, they see that all in like the same kind of area of drugs.
And they used to see marijuana in the same class.
And marijuana, but like that's starting to come out. But if people learn, it's pretty much like a spectrum. And let's say on the left is LSD and shrooms, and on the right is cocaine and heroin. In the senses
what's
of
the x-axis on this?
And like the middle axis is weed. I'd say weed is like the neutral.
But like,
drug.
what determines what's on the left and the right? Is it like
okay? What I say is the left is very hallucinogenic, intense drugs that, like from what I've read, they're just so intense you can't do them on an average basis. Like for example, shrooms, you cannot. It's too intense that your body like cannot sustain it, and those who do,
so they're not addictive.
They I mean, some people do it because they don't listen to their body and go, I want to keep experiencing this, and then they get what's called too woke, where their mind's working at like 100% all the time, so they don't make any sense anymore. They're just beyond this world.
It's like that movie.
Yeah.
And she's like changing what she looks like just because she wants to. She's like all of a sudden has brown hair.
Yeah, but like that's what LSD and weed is. It's too intense to be addictive. LSD and shrooms, which is cocaine and like heroin, is just so great you need to do it again. Okay. It's two very different things that we keep grouping in because since it's a tough topic, no one wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think also another thing though to add to that, shrooms and LSD are non-addictive because your body can build up a tolerance to them like really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you once you do if you do shrooms today, tomorrow if you take the same amount, it'll be nowhere near the same. Like your body builds up a tolerance to it right away. So it's one of those things that they say do like once a year, like maybe like once every couple months max.
Max, yeah.
Because if you do it too often, your body like becomes tolerant to it, and like it's non-addictive because your body can just tolerate it, and you just have to take.
And it just gets less and less good.
Yeah.
For weed, when you smoke it, like over like the past how many years has it been illegal, like what people think the effects are like way more than what they actually are. Like people think when my friend first smoked weed, when my friend first smoked weed, like he thought that like he would be all out of it, like whatever, but like realistically he just got really tired and went to bed. But like the thin line, like weed can be legalized because realistically like the effects are like way more than cigarettes and like on just a different spectrum than alcohol. But like it is still not as bad as people think it is. But like LSD and shrooms, like there'll be like a way bigger line between they ever even think about legalizing it. Because if you do LSD or shrooms and you get behind the wheel of a car, like you're literally gonna get an accident. Like there's no question. Like you'll just bump in your garage. Like
you
don't like anything like that.
Like you can just like fly off the rails and just start doing like.
But the thing with those things, from what I've read, is that you can't even like find a car. Frickin' like you might be able to.
You could hurt yourself without a car.
Yeah. Your mind
to jump off a roof or something. Like you don't even need a car.
Probably be in a confined space.
Yeah. Oh man! Wow, that was a intense good.
Well, can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go for it.
In terms of.
No. We're done, all right? That was my outro.
You know what?
Logan Paul.
I'm the alpha male. We're not done here yet.
You win one poker tournament.
All one cents over here.
Didn't even win. He bought you out.
Yeah, he bought me out, man.
Okay,
That's a tie to me.
In my opinion, I still see myself as the 3-time champion now. So,
in my opinion, if I was trying, I would have won. Next time we play, anytime, any place.
Let's play tonight then.
Yeah.
Right now.
Let's play while we're doing the podcast.
No,
that'll be riveting. That's audio.
Be rude to our viewers.
Shout out Tanner.
Shout out Tanner.
Yeah, but in terms of marijuana being,
ask him to come.
We should have him as like one of our greatest viewers.
Why don't we call him right now?
Yeah, okay.
To play poker.
Put Tanner on speakerphone on the podcast.
Let's do it. But wait, you were gonna say something about weed being illegal.
Yeah. So my dad was like talking about it being addictive, and he was like, "Well, like 17% of people who use it regularly get addicted." First off, that means 83% don't.
Yeah,
And
Well, that's not a bad stat.
That's actually a high stat though.
it is
to get addicted, which is like
But it's
can be
not
self-destruct.
addictive.
But like doing any.
You just said they got addicted. Okay, but
Okay, well,
like what was it?
for
You
it,
said
go for
17%.
Yeah.
Like
I think-
83% isn't, which is really high, but 17% is like actually like if you look at the numbers, that'll actually be a lot.
That's a lot of people. But like you can also like if you do something regularly, anything that you do regularly that you like enjoy doing, you can get addicted to.
yeah.
Yeah,
You could-
but see,
you could-
that's the thing though too. Is also there's a fine line between like your body being addicted to something and like your mind, right? Because if you're people who are like addicted to weed, right? It's in like quote unquote here.
Okay.
It's more or less that they're using it as an escape from their problems, and they need to constantly use it. I think. Right? There's no way for your body to physically become addicted to it. Like there's no way you can feel any withdrawal from it.
from weed.
Like
From weed?
from weed. There's no withdrawal.
Weren't you the one who said you went all cold turkey?
That
You
wasn't
literally
from-
told me that.
That wasn't from
That is what you said.
No.
Oh yeah, you don't smoke weed. It was your friend.
No,
That is what you said.
Yeah,
Like, I
all
went
these-
full cold
All
turkey
these
after
boys are
smoking
getting
a bong.
called
That was
out
dark.
right now. I mean, my friend. Who's
No, there's no way for your body to actually become addicted to it. It's more or less something that
You're not gonna
want
have withdrawal
that you just
symptoms.
want to keep doing. It's more or
Yeah.
less if you have addictive personality,
Yeah.
yeah.
then it can be something that you use to escape your problems.
Yeah. Because what my friend told me was that, like, he didn't do it for a week. And after a week, you're just like, okay, well, this is what life is.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, whatever. You know? But then when he had the opportunity to do it again, he's like, well, I enjoyed it, so
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah,
You know?
nothing
like there's
about-
you don't hear about like marijuana rehab or anything.
Yeah,
Like, it's
okay.
not
Yeah,
like-
that's true.
And, for example, I'm sorry, but all these people that talk about how bad marijuana is, when they drink alcohol, to me, I think is so funny because the amount of drunk driving incidents, the amount of, like, stabbings, like, for crying out loud, at my university, there were 2 stabbings in less than a week
Yeah.
due to drunk violence that would have
Yeah.
never happened if these people were smoking weed, alright? I can guarantee you 100%.
That's true.
But if you like look at the amount of people, like you're right. Like I'm not disagreeing with you, but if you look at the amount of people that like smoke weed compared to the amount of people that do
Drink alcohol.
drink alcohol, like if they were both the same number every single night,
Yeah.
it's likely that there would be the same outcome.
No, I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
I would say
How
this-
would you know, man? You never smoke weed.
But just okay.
Only your friends have.
Okay, no. But
Yeah,
think
only
about
my
it
one
though.
friend.
But think about it though.
Name's Ryan.
Think about the.
No, this is going on the internet.
Bleep it out. Bleep it out and put J.
But like, okay, just look at the effects that weed brings compared to the effects that alcohol brings. You're not in the mindset to cause violence on marijuana, you know? Alcohol, you're brash, you're out there, you don't care
That's
what
true.
people think.
But if-
You're like, some people are ready to fight just because they're drunk, you know?
If
They're
you-
those drunk fighters.
if
You don't have that on weed. Do you know anyone? Okay, hold on. Do you know anyone that's ripped 3 bowls and went, let's fucking fight someone? Like, no.
That's true.
No,
That never
but
happened.
if you're drunk at a party and things start getting heated, and like someone's like nagging you, like being a straight up dick, and you're like, okay, I want to fight this guy now. But like, when have you ever had a situation like? I think you could be right. Like, I've never known better. But like, when have you ever had a situation when you're high? Like, what do? You sit down, watch Planet Earth. You like just chill with your friends in your room, watch like Family Guy or whatever. Like, when have you had a situation when you're high and you're in front of a guy who's like actually is being a dick and you would
Probably
want
get
to fight him?
scared.
I probably would. Yeah, I was gonna say probably get paranoid and not want to fight.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's a, okay.
But you guys don't know because you've never had it.
Yeah, well,
So like,
okay.
you can't
From
say
what I've
for,
heard.
you can't say for both sides. Like,
But I can almost guarantee you, though, this is the way the human body acts in either a fight or flight. Alcohol pushes you to fight, while weed pushes you to flight.
I don't think it's that simple.
I think
it's definitely more.
You can definitely put it down to
arbitrary.
that. I think.
That's pretty black and white.
That's
I don't know.
really.
I think it's gonna be like in terms of what Caleb was talking about how if everybody smoked marijuana versus if everybody like drank alcohol, it's gonna be very different because they're different drugs. But I still think there's gonna be like consequences if everybody.
Yeah. Like if you're on the alcohol. Or if you're drinking alcohol, or you're on,
boys,
or
I'm
you're
on the
high on
alcohol
weed.
again.
Like there is definitely a factor that is going to contribute to like bad behavior. Like you can't just say you smoke weed and there's no way
Like-
in a million years that anyone's going to get into a fight.
Like for example,
You can't say that. Like come on.
Okay, well,
You're still on. Like I know that it's like a laid back drug, and like a lot of the times what happens, like when my friend has smoked weed, he just gets really sleepy and like stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you're still on drugs, and like you still have that in your body, and there is probably less than alcohol of a chance that you will want to fight someone.
Okay, to be fair, there are going to be outliers of people who do things like that just because it's who people are too. That's the thing, is that there are certain people that are just, they get aggravated, I don't know, they're just like that. I just think it'd be like
that's
the
true,
percentage.
but you could say the same thing for alcohol. Like I don't think any of us, if we were on alcohol, would end in would stab someone, even if they were doing the worst thing in the world to you.
No, that's true.
I mean,
we would say the same thing for weed. There's no way in a million years I would bet any money that anything would happen that would involve us in a stabbing, whether we on weed or alcohol.
I just know from me personally, like drinking alcohol, and when
your friend?
No, I don't care. I've gotten drunk before. Everyone has, like, whatever.
I have
I
no.
know my 5-year-old niece.
Okay, everyone of age or close to the
Do you
age.
have a 5-year-old niece?
5-year-old cousin.
Okay, I was gonna say, one
She's
of your
5
brothers
years
has a.
I was gonna say I didn't know.
What's
one of your
Brendan been up
brothers,
to?
But anyways, when drunk, the chances of you getting into a fight, like I know for me personally, you have that urge almost that's like you're ready to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're kind of amped up for
A
it.
bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
That's another thing that I was gonna
that's
say
true.
too. That's the thing I was gonna say too is if you're drinking, you're way more likely to try and initiate a fight. Like when I'm drunk and someone does something stupid, to one of my friends or something, like for some reason I want to fight. Like I'm not a fighter at all, but I'll be like, let's go fight this guy, right?
Okay, yeah, you're right. But I think for what Dan was saying, where it's like personalities affect it. Like if someone is like a generally aggressive person, I think that if they're drunk, they'll obviously they have a higher chance of being in a fight. But if they're high too, they will still have the
I think it'd be a
can't
lower
say
chance,
there's
though.
no chance.
I'm not okay.
I think self-defense definitely.
No, not self-defense. Like, I'm talking about a fight. Like, you can't just say, like, if I'm high, if I'm drunk, if I'm on LSD, if I'm on shrooms, if I'm on cocaine, if I'm on heroin, if I haven't ate anything in 24 hours, if somebody's attacking me, obviously you're going to use self-defense. You can't bring self-defense into it. Like, if you're high and someone's attacking you, it's like, man, no self-defense. I'm too high. Like,
I'm going to punch you. Nah, man, I'm on drugs.
No, go ahead.
Please don't.
I don't think you can really make an argument that marijuana increases the likelihood that you would want to get in a fight. Which seems.
I think for alcohol, compared to alcohol, I would agree that you are more likely to get in a fight if you're
Yeah.
drunk. But compared
We can
to
all
just
agree on
not
that.
being on anything, I would say you're more likely to get in a fight if you're high.
Okay.
If you have a non-aggressive personality.
Okay. I think that's fair.
That's right.
Viewers, comment down below if you think Caleb's right. And
Shout out Tanner.
yeah,
Tanner, say your opinion in the comments.
Let's title this episode.
No.
Let's title this episode "Shout Out to Tanner."
Shout out to Tanner. Oh my gosh. But see, no, we can't have Tanner because he always agrees. He agrees that Marvel is okay. This is the one time I'll bring up Marvel. All right,
No.
this is the one. He agrees that Marvel's funny.
Did we not set ground rules before this podcast?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. That's it. I just think he's a little biased, but I still love it. I still love you, Tanner.
Let's talk about Logan Paul.
Yeah, alright. Big thing, Logan Paul, KSI, big boxing match coming up soon. Had a big debut.
Weigh in.
Conference.
Yeah, and okay. First off, it was just a shittier version of Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather.
It's different audience though.
It's different people.
Like it's all everyone was there was like under 10. Like they're all like viewers of Logan and Jake Paul. Like, they're all young people and they're all like screaming the F word with them. They're all cringy though.
No, you know what I'm saying right now? There's no way Logan Paul wins this fight.
Okay, true.
Show why? Why don't you think that? Like I think I want KSI to win, but have you actually seen?
KSI is literally the scariest looking dude I've ever seen. He's huge, man.
Okay, but look at
Not racist.
look at the way they look though. Like Logan Paul is literally dressed up like a lamer version of Conor McGregor. He's got the shades on. He's got the tight jacket. Man. Dude, that's exactly how Conor McGregor.
This is KSI.
Okay.
Look at his dick. But yeah.
Yeah.
I'll show you a picture.
Why
of
is his
Logan
dick
Paul.
so prominent in that picture?
I don't know.
Holy shit.
Like Logan Paul is actually pretty jacked. Like he's actually really jacked. I'd say he looks bigger.
But
I want to see stats on this
they're
fight,
both
though.
big dudes.
But I want to see
They're
height. I
both
wanna
big
see
guys.
height.
Like I can't think you can say someone's definitely gonna win. Just
But KSI has already proven track record of being able to win in boxing matches. Like he beat.
Yeah, but did you see that boxing match though? Like the guy he played wasn't even played like boxing. He was like freaking like wrestling.
He was also like 5'6" or something.
They were like fair. It was a fair fight.
Was
like,
it? Oh.
Yeah. The other guy he fought.
Yeah. Okay.
And I would say Logan Paul is bigger than KSI.
What do you want? Stats?
No, I want to see stats. I want to see heights. I want to see reach. I want to see reach.
Because the wingspan matters so
No,
much.
it does. In boxing? Have you ever watched a fight?
Per usual.
You should box Ryan with that wingspan.
Yeah, for real.
Okay,
No,
so
but, man, wingspan
here's
makes
the
a big
tales. KSI is a boxer. Logan Paul is not a boxer. But somehow Logan Paul is a much better fighter. Like what? Like
This
But Logan Paul works out like every day for the past,
I'm sure
like, 10 years.
KSI does
okay,
as well.
one.
And KSI does as well, but I'm evening the playing field.
I was
like,
watching
you can't
this
say
video.
just because he boxed once.
I was actually watching this video yesterday. It was a Taekwondo champion versus a bodybuilder. And this Taekwondo guy was a skinny little dude versus this huge bodybuilder. And it didn't matter how much he worked out. If you don't know how to fight, it doesn't matter.
And like, if people are gonna say like KSI's boxing experience, like he fought one match, and it's not like Logan Paul's gonna walk in. It's not like Logan Paul's gonna walk in the ring never boxing before. Like he probably started boxing like 3 months ago.
Yeah, 3 months ago, but the fight was 3 months ago, and think about all the training KSI did to prepare for the first fight.
I think
but there's a limit to the training, like there's a limit. Like it's not like
I don't think the limit is a year though.
it's not like but like people, they're both gonna go in the ring like experienced in boxing, like ready to go. It's not like because he started training 4 months earlier, he's gonna have a clear advantage. Like they're both the same like strength, probably. They're both the same size.
Ooh. Didn't KSI have previous fighting experience though?
He fought once.
No, look that up. Like before that fight.
I'm pretty sire I heard that somewhere too.
I'm sure he wouldn't have suggested them have a boxing match if he didn't already have a background in it.
That's what I mean.
Fighting.
Well, he did. Well, it was like a YouTube thing. Like,
yeah.
When he fought the first guy, he was like, "I wanted this to make like YouTube boxing a thing."
And I think this is a big thing for Logan Paul to kind of get out of a rut ever since he posted that dead guy.
No, everybody just wants to see him get the shit beat out of him.
Yeah,
but all his fans still love him though. Like the dead guy.
No, that's true.
Like
he still gets like 2 million views on each video.
People were still defending him on that. Does he still have a YouTube channel?
He does.
He got it off of YouTube preferred. Like he's still monetized.
Oh, okay.
Because he was shooting ads and stuff.
Okay, I can't find anything, but
What?
I'm pretty sure.
Fuck.
Yeah, dude, that was my favorite thing. Freaking post a dead guy on his thumbnail. Everyone's like, "Yo, you're a fucked up dude." He's like, "Oh, I've learned so much from this." First video out, he starts tasering like rats in like a garbage can or something like that. The guy's a fucking
he's a psychopath.
child. He's him and his brother, Jake Paul. They're like children. They're full-sized children. The way they act, and it's gross. And you see why.
I hate Jake Paul more.
He's
worse.
They're both of them.
It's just the shit that they do. It's like, dude, you're 5 years old.
I didn't mind Logan Paul until like the dead guy.
Yeah, I didn't mind Logan Paul till but.
Oh,
Are you serious?
Are you serious?
No, like
Are you
people like
so obnoxious?
Yeah, like all his
Do you
videos
see his
are kind of-
colorblind video though?
Oh yeah. That was the first time I saw it.
Oh,
That was fake though.
Oh, no shit, Sherlock.
He said it was fake though at the end of the video.
The
The one video was actually really funny. It was like they pretended that Evan was in like a
Who's Evan?
Evan's a dwarf. They pretended that they like put him in a suitcase for a whole Oh man, that was actually pretty funny. I'm just gotta go.
Logan Paul enthusiast.
Yeah,
but
so
like
big fan over
people
here.
Someone buying the Maverick
before
merch
before
over
like
here.
his freaking the thing that happened in January with the dead guy. Like people actually liked him, like of all ages.
No.
Yeah, like
I
I know
can
people.
almost-
I knew people that were in grade school, high school, university that watched his videos.
You can find people. who
Yeah,
do,
that-
but
I knew people who were.
Yeah,
like it's not like I was searching for them. Like you can't just
Okay.
disagree with me because you think so. Like I actually like straight up have.
I believe you.
No, you fucking don't, man.
now we're gonna argue over whether Dave believes Caleb or not.
I don't know. I think Logan Paul's gonna get his ass kicked, and it's gonna be a wonderful, wonderful thing. Because I just
hope
want to see
so.
the shit kicked out of this guy. I'm not gonna lie. He annoys the crap out of me.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even be mad if KSI got the shit beaten out of him.
No,
I'd be
KSI's
mad if
Man,
Logan.
KSI's annoying as hell too. Though.
Yeah,
That's the
you.
thing.
No,
They
he
have-
just doesn't give a shit about anything.
Dude, he's
like
fake
his
though.
videos, he's just like sitting there eating Cheetos, like not even paying attention.
Yeah.
Like he makes good content for like
I don't know.
someone who doesn't give a shit. Like obviously everybody on YouTube is gonna say
I think.
every viewer for YouTube is gonna say every YouTuber is fake.
Yeah.
Like straight up.
I mean, I think KSI.
Especially
though,
you.
Well, yeah. Well, he is fake, bro. Did you see that whole Sidemen, big drama they had? There was like
I saw it.
he was part of the Sidemen. He's like, oh, I'm leaving the Sidemen, and they're like, oh shit, it's because of this guy. And then they all
Yeah,
started
no, he
doing
was
the
like-
diss tracks. And it
he
was
was
like,
I can't even watch that. Those English
Yeah,
kids annoy. Those English kids annoy the shit out of me, man. I can't even listen to their voices.
He was like, yeah, I wasn't. I would kind of want to see what it was like to go solo. So the video was kind of fake and kind of not. And then in the video, he's just like, I'm just leaving because of this one guy. He's fat and he annoys me. And like that guy just comes out with a diss track on him, and then he came out with another one. Then there was another one.
yeah.
And there was like how many million views? On, like 50
honestly-
million views on his biggest one.
Dude, I honestly think they did it though because the fat guy that he was talking about had the lowest subscriber account than the rest of them, and they wanted to give him some fame. So how do you do that? By
Dude,
creating
well, they wouldn't-
drama.
and die on
Doing that.
conspiracy theories.
They wouldn't split up an entire
Like,
group of
Dude, it was
YouTubers.
all
Obvious-
fake, bro.
Dude,
But
how
did they
do
get
you
back?
know?
Did they get back together?
How do you
after?
know? Like, just because they're YouTubers. Like, I think, obviously, because he went back to them, like, obviously, they're friends again, but I don't think that it was, like, he just made the video and they were all conspiring, like, oh, let's do this, blah, blah, blah.
Dude,
blah.
I don't think it's like a conspiracy. I just think
That
it
is
was-
literally what you just said!
No, okay. This is how I see it. I see it as he's like, yo, I'm going away for a while. Like, I'm moving somewhere else, or I'm doing something else on my own. They're like, what can we do to get views off of this? Let's cause some drama, have some fun with some diss tracks, kind of joke around, because they might have just been trolling.
They
the
were saying
viewers.
some mean shit in those diss
Yeah,
tracks.
they were saying, he was, like, straight up roasting the fat guy.
Oh,
like,
that's
like he was
true.
fat shaming
It was
his
Okay.
pretty personal.
Like it was actually, and like in the other one with the English guy, like he was like saying stuff about his family that was like straight up rude.
Oh, and then KSI's brother comes in out of nowhere.
hate
Just
that guy.
KSI's brother is more annoying than all the other
Than
ones
all of
combined.
them.
I don't even
That's
want to
right.
say his name.
Okay, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they didn't conspire, but
Now
I
that
still
you
think
have
it's
facts.
I think it's a little. I still think it's a little kind of fishy.
I don't think it was fake. Obviously, there's like half the shit that happens on like a ton of people like do that stuff on YouTube just reviews, like no doubt about it.
I mean, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's what happened. Like that's just a way that you can.
you think
run.
it's a bad thing?
I don't know.
literally said it that it was a bad thing.
Well, I don't know if he
When did I say
literally
that?
said
I
that,
don't know,
but
Yeah, let's roll the tapes if you can
what
find
you were
it.
implying.
speaking of fake, do any of you guys think that the boxing match, any of that is orchestrated?
No,
Or that's all genuine?
I think it's a real
they
fight.
actually like hate each other.
I think.
If you like look at
Yeah.
the shit, I don't think it's fake.
Yeah.
Obviously, you think it's fake,
No, well,
but like they actually hate each other.
I think it's a little overacted at some points. Like the whole headband into the yo, you want to go? It's like okay, yeah. I don't know. To me,
Dude,
it's
you don't touch that guy's bandana.
it felt very UFC because like UFC kind of does that at the same time
love
too.
UFC.
Look, yeah, don't get me wrong, I fucking love UFC too. But I mean, like they always add that little bit of like over, like
Well-
yo, I'm gonna fight you
well,
because that's just fun to watch.
If something like that happens at a weigh-in or something, that's what gets people talking about the
Exactly.
weigh-in. Because otherwise, nobody gives a shit about the weigh-in.
That's the thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's a predictable, and of course, if they were mad at each other or not, that was gonna happen. because you need that to get views, to get people like, oh, what's going on, you know?
You know
It's
what?
just-
Even the most hardcore UFC fans that I know don't give a shit about the weigh-ins. But if something happens at one of the weigh-ins, now people are talking about it, and now that fight, there's so much more hype for that fight,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
make so much money off of pay-per-view, right?
Oh,
so
yeah,
if they
they
can,
make-
McGregor
So
made
if
like
they-
$100 million off it.
So if they
Dude,
get,
Floyd Mayweather is like the highest paid athlete of 2017.
he made more than Messi and Ronaldo
He's
combined.
and for one fight.
Yeah.
Is it because
Money
he won
Mayweather.
too?
Yeah.
Like, since he won,
Yeah.
he made more money.
Yeah.
Like regardless, they would have made.
Yeah,
I'm sure
Well, dude,
McGregor made
Frickin'
stupid money.
McGregor made $100 million and he lost the fight. It's like, what? That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's so sick though. Like, good for them. And then he had to go and throw a fucking chair through a bus window.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
He's a bit of an idiot, but definitely a big fan.
Dude, I love watching him fight though. He's so crazy in the
He's an
ring.
animal, dude.
Like when he goes, he's just in their face, like making fun of them the whole time. You know who's crazy though? Anderson Silva. Did
Yeah.
you see his fighting style? It's very like all over the place, and people are always like, "Oh, he's mocking," but it's like a real fight style.
Yeah.
Did you see that one fight where he snapped his leg? That was
Yeah,
fucking
I've seen the
gross.
highlights of that way too many times.
Whoa, that gives me the chills, man.
He snapped some dude's leg.
No, he snapped his own leg.
his
He
leg
kicked,
snapped.
stepped, leg snapped. It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Jeez.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. That's
Some
fine.
nasty shit happens in the ring.
Ugh.
The one guy shit himself in the ring.
Oh, I
Did you
saw
see
that.
that?
It was
Who
so
was that?
gross.
Romero?
It was a heavyweight
It
though.
was, ooh, yeah.
And he got like choked out and all of a sudden just shit
Yeah.
I saw-
straight out of his
I
pants.
saw this thing on Reddit. It was like about FIFA. It was like brutal injury on the pitch. It was like not safe for work. And I was like, you know what? I'm feeling risky today. I'm gonna watch it. I'm watching it. This guy like pats some dude on the back. Guy screams out in pain, collapses right in front of him.
Oh man, dude. But again, the whole thing with the weigh-ins always having a fight, it's kind of the same as how even though in FIFA it's a lot of like overacting for the calls, it's just a part of the game, you know? It's just something you have to kind of accept. Because those floppers out there are insane.
I think the ref should do something about it. Like,
I mean, hockey does something about it. You flop, you
What?
get a fine, you get a 2-minute
yeah.
penalty.
They do that in basketball sometimes too.
yeah, but is it really that? Is it enforced in basketball? Like, to what extent?
Because basketball flops a little bit.
People flop in basketball, but if you're flopping for like, if it's an excessive flop, they're gonna do it. But if you're just
Okay.
trying to flop for a foul, they won't. Like they found this Marcus Smart had this really big flop, and they fined him like $100K, which is nothing
Yeah.
for a basketball.
That's a lot.
Which is
still.
nothing for like a basketball player. That's like a fraction of what they make, but that's still
That's a
lot
big
for,
fine for the NBA.
Yeah.
for the NBA.
Holy shit,
They-
100K?
So they're not gonna do anything if you
It's
actually
5K.
if you actually get fouled and you just like embellish, then they don't
Yeah.
they don't get penalties or anything for that. But if there was no foul and you're trying to get a call drawn, then that's when they enact fines
in the NBA.
in the NBA.
Okay. But in the soccer, is it mostly just a free for all?
It's
Soccer, everyone flops.
it's a lot less regulated. Well, I don't know because there are certain the lines for like what is a foul and what isn't a foul are less clear in soccer, I think.
Yeah.
So that's where embellishment comes in, like trying to flop for a call.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. It's also a lot more valuable to your team, right? Like, what's 2 free throws? It's nothing. That's 1 possession,
points.
right?
But it
Yeah, I know
depends
what
at the time of the game.
But it definitely depended on the time of the game. But if it's in the first quarter and you're flopping for 2 free throws, that's nothing, right? But if you're in the box and you flop and get a call, that's literally a game changer because the final score is going to be less than 5 goals combined.
Yeah.
There's a goal right there,
Yes.
Oh yeah,
right?
I forgot what you were talking about soccer.
I think this is actually a good transition into the FIFA World Cup, which is on right now, and it's actually pretty crazy. I was watching the Croatia-Argentina game.
That was
and,
a good game.
Dude, Croatia is fucking
Man, Croatia's
good.
been nasty for a long
They
time.
have like
man.
the I was talking to my buddy Barine, who's like a big soccer fan, because in Nigeria he says that's like all they care about.
Yeah.
And he says like, I forget who he said, but Croatia's midfields are like the strongest.
Yeah, Ivan Rakitic.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
What's the other guy's name?
Like,
There's another one.
there's such crazy names I can never remember, but they are so strong.
They have 2 midfielders that are
They big guys.
disgusting. No.
They just fast then.
They're just
Yeah,
playmakers.
There's
too.
playmakers.
Okay.
Like the passes, the lobs they make out.
yeah.
Holy shit, it is gorgeous. It's fun. I think it's fun watching FIFA. Like, the flops annoy me sometimes, but other times I just find it kind of funny, and I just kind of understand now that that's just a part of the game. Because if you don't flop, then the calls won't be made sometimes, you know?
It's definitely, if you can look past it, I think especially being North American makes a difference, because North American sports are probably a lot more gritty than soccer.
Oh yeah.
So watching soccer, I know a lot of North Americans don't like it just because they're used to watching like football or like hockey, these gritty sports, and then you go to soccer and they're embellishing for calls all the time.
Yeah.
It can get a little annoying, but I think if you can find a way to look past that, it definitely makes watching it a lot more enjoyable.
Oh yeah.
Very true, very true. Who do you think's gonna win this year?
World Cup? I don't know. I don't know who's gonna win, but I know who I want to win.
Who?
I'm cheering for Belgium this year.
Oh, dude, everyone's cheering for
I'm cheering
Belgium.
for Belgium.
Belgium's nasty, man. They're so good. I don't
Dude,
know.
that's crazy.
They're playing so well today. They won today. They won 5-2 today.
Against who?
Tunisia, which is nothing, but
Yeah, still
5-2 is a
it
big
is
win.
a win. 5 goals in a game. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
That's huge. Well, the fact that Croatia got 3 on Argentina to me was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
I was like,
was it
what?
3-1? 3-1.
3-1.
Was it 3-1? I thought it was 3-0. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's Brazil looking? I watched one of
Brazil's
the games.
looking nice, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying Brazil are the favorite to win at this point because Germany's not playing well.
Yeah.
They barely squeaked out a win today. Against
Was that their second game today?
Sweden. What?
Was today their second game?
Yes, because they
Okay.
play 3, and then they play. And then Germany plays Mexico, which is gonna be a bad game. I think it's a must win for them.
Didn't they already lose to Mexico?
Germany?
Yeah.
Did they play Mexico already?
They played Mexico and Mexico beat Germany. Like, it was a big story last weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's because there was a man-made earthquake in Mexico.
Yeah.
Because the cheering was so crazy. After the game, there was a man-made earthquake.
Mexico, when they scored their game winner against Germany, man-made earthquake.
That is amazing.
That is passion right there.
Yeah, that puts the Winnipeg Jets fans even to shame.
Even the Winnipeg Jets.
Dude, okay.
NHL.
No. You cannot say that the Winnipeg Jets do not have a good fan base.
Okay,
They do have a good fan base.
They have
But the
probably
NHL
the strongest one in
the
the
NHL is literally nothing compared to the World Cup. You have no
yeah.
idea.
Well, yeah, but there's like 400.
He does have an. Everybody has an idea.
No, like
Everybody knows how.
no, you
hyped up
can't
the
even
World
compare.
Cup.
You can't even compare the Winnipeg Jets to.
It's just on a smaller scale.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everything's on a smaller scale. There's 400 million, or I think it's 4 billion people watch soccer. We were looking up the stats yesterday. 4
He
billion.
definitely whipped that one out of his ass.
Dude, okay, I'll look it up again. I swear.
Look it up.
Highest watched sports.
So, like, 66% of the world's population
Yeah.
watch it. Less than that. More like
I'm not included.
60.
Soccer, 3.5 billion.
3.5 billion. All right, I was
That's
off
half.
by
That's
0.5. That's
You're off by 500 million people.
dude. Okay, that's a lot if you're not thinking in billions.
It's all about the mindset.
Yeah, it's all about where. Yeah,
Got to be thinking in billions.
but dude, it's just. Well, of course, there's gonna be crazy.
How did 2.2 billion people watch field hockey?
Dude, 2.5 watch cricket. Cricket's sick though. I
Yeah,
went,
but it's big in like India, so
and Australia. When I went to Australia, I watched
but
one
India
cricket
has a lot more
game
people in Australia.
for 3 days. Because that's the thing with cricket; it'll be on for 3 days, and it's just like
You watched the whole game.
Yep.
You sat down for 72 hours.
No, I did other shit, but it was like on the TV, and I'd sit down for like an hour or two, watch it, and I'd be like, nah, I'm going in the pool, because I'm in Australia, you know? Or going to the beach, you know? But that's the crazy thing about
Please tell
cricket.
us more about your trip to Australia.
Dude, it was fucking sick, man. For those of you listening at home, if you have the chance, go to Australia. It's cool.
Oh yeah. Fly 30 hours across the world.
Dude, that was actually like awful. When you fall asleep on a plane like 3 times, and every time you wake up, you're still on the plane, and you look at like the map, and you've only moved like a centimeter. You're like, Holy shit. It feels like you're on there for days, man. And you start getting a little, like, stir crazy.
I believe it.
Yeah. Especially when you have...
That's why I don't go to Australia.
Yeah, that's the only reason I
That and
have
the
not
big
gone to
insects.
Australia.
The big insects was
Dude,
good.
that's why you gotta go to Sydney, bro. That's where I went. No insects, no poisonous animals.
Well, then how is it Australia? Isn't it just another city then?
Well, no, because you still, like, there's still all the beaches there. You still get to go to all these, like, Australian, like, conservation areas where they have koalas and stuff like that. You get the weather. You get to talk to Aussies. They all are so
Aussie people are awesome, man.
They're the best. Asking them for directions is the best thing you could ever do. Well, maybe not the best thing, but it's pretty sick. So,
is Australia in the World Cup this year?
I'm pretty sure.
I think they
are.
are.
I don't think they're doing well, though.
The Socceroos.
The Socceroos.
That's what they call their soccer team.
Actually, that's so
the
sick.
Socceroos.
Oh my gosh, Ukraine didn't make it this year. The only time they make it is when they're hosting, and that's not gonna happen.
I would say Canada's in a similar situation.
Yeah. Hey, at least we're gonna make it in 2026 then.
Netherlands didn't make it in this year.
I know.
Big upset
It's
for.
a heartbreaker.
Oh man, how'd that happen? You guys are usually like
They didn't qualify.
the Orange
I don't
Boys.
like.
They didn't qualify for the Euro Cup either.
The Orange Boys.
No.
Yeah,
The team is super young, man.
Oh, it's a building year.
Yeah. No, they're definitely. They're
Where have
definitely
I
in
heard
rebuild.
that one before?
They're definitely in rebuild. No, they actually have a pretty.
Winnipeg has been.
Oh fuck. Okay, yeah. Keep going.
Winnipeg has been rebuilding for like 30 years.
Really?
They haven't been
Since
around
it-
for 30 years.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Atlanta Thrashers?
Dude, okay.
It's literally they just moved the team.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
pretty
Like,
sure
you
they got
can't
new
even say that.
management,
You
new
said-
coach. Dude, no one cared about the Atlanta Thrashers. So of course they weren't gonna
What about
like
That
people
doesn't
from
mean they don't
Atlanta.
get draft picks or the
yeah,
opportunity
no,
to
but
make
I'm just
trades.
saying when Winnipeg when Atlanta went to Winnipeg, you could feel the passion behind the team. And the fans
only 'cause they
are
went
the
to-
foundation
my
of the team, bro. So that's why they're able to do so well now, is because they actually have someone to play for. You
Man.
went to Atlanta and watched an Atlanta game, you could probably get front row seats for like $20. Because no one gives a fuck in Atlanta. No one cares about hockey.
What does that have? What does that have to do with
That
the
doesn't
front,
have
with the
to
front
do,
office
That
rebuilding?
doesn't have to do with trades and draft picks. Straight up.
Okay, that's true. But
Actually, now that I bring it up, that has absolutely nothing to do with.
okay, yeah. Well, they might
The
have gotten
only-
the
okay.
draft picks.
They've been
All I'm
trying to rebuild
saying,
for so long, and then they move to Winnipeg, and then their rebuilding comes in, and you brag like no tomorrow.
The only
Dude, 'cause they're so
argument
freaking good.
the only argument that could be made from that perspective is that they were less advantaged in free agency, and now there are more.
Okay, yeah.
I would
And
say
now-
they have less advantage
That's
now
like
than they did
Toronto for
before.
basketball.
Now they have a bigger. You think when they were in Atlanta they had a better chance of signing?
Nobody
free agents?
wants. Would people really want to sign Winnipeg? Like
If they have if they have a better team, yeah.
dude, Winnipeg made it to the
yeah,
Western
but
Conference
location
Finals.
wise.
Especially since there's so many Canadians like in hockey
Yeah.
nowadays. Like nobody cares about like the actual like landscape of the place they're playing in. But like Atlanta, like nobody wanted to play hockey there. They didn't have a good team. They didn't have a good like
Fan
front
base.
office.
Their
They didn't
fan
have a good
base.
fan
Dude,
base.
honestly, the fan base is a huge part of your team.
Yeah.
Like what? The Leafs are
Dude,
Get
the Leafs
out,
ha-
man. Leafs
the
are the
Leafs
biggest
have,
fan
like,
base in the
Exactly.
a huge
That's-
fan base.
that's
And that's
why
why
they're
people want to
able-
play for them.
Yeah, that's why they keep getting all these good guys that they ruin. Like fucking
What?
Who have they got?
They got when they got Toskala, he was a great goalie. Went to the
that was, like,
Leafs.
10 years
guy
ago.
was fucking
How did that make him bad?
dude. It's a curse, man. The Leafs have a curse. Whoever goes onto that team ends up
How
becoming
many
mediocre by the
how
time.
many Stanley Cups has Winnipeg won?
As of now, I believe it's 0. But dude,
Their franchise was
Winnipeg wasn't.
But
Okay, no,
Get out.
don't even though. Winnipeg.
this is
came in-
3v1. 3 Leafs fans. Oh, actually,
Let's do
Davis
Senators,
fans.
too.
Never mind.
Yeah.
How long
Big-
has
big draft.
Even
the other
worse.
day.
Wait.
No,
How-
terrible draft. pick,
even
man.
Oh,
worse.
good draft pick.
Dude, the last time the Leafs won a cup though was years before Winnipeg was even in the fucking NHL. So you can't.
But they've
use
competed.
That. You competed in first round. No one cares about.
I don't
that
think we can
shit.
They made the
compare.
playoffs.
We can't compare the Leafs Stanley Cups to the Winnipegs because the
Okay, that
Winnipeg
was
gets.
just a troll thing to say. Like I wasn't actually.
Well, you're trying to defend it.
I'm not trying to defend it. I'm
Okay.
just saying they've competed.
Dude, all I'm saying is at least like Winnipeg could get past round 1.
They
Toronto
made
can't
it to
even
the
do
same
that.
place like 3 years ago.
No, they didn't.
Went with Kessel and Dion Phaneuf.
They made it to round one.
They didn't make it past the first round.
They
lost in Game 7. Do you remember
the Red Wings?
They blew a 3-0 lead.
Oh, that was
against Boston in Game 7.
I was actually watching that game, and that was actually the saddest thing I think I've ever seen.
I know so many people that just like completely abandoned the Leafs after that game.
But all I'm saying is, the Jets are a good team. All right.
I hope we meet in the playoffs.
How do we go from the World Cup to the Winnipeg Jets?
I don't know, but
I keep snapping.
Oh,
because all this guy ever wants to talk about is the Winnipeg Jets.
No, bro. Caleb brought it up. If we review the tapes, he's the one that brought up the Winnipeg Jets.
brought up the Winnipeg Jets.
I can almost guarantee that you brought it up.
I brought it up.
Okay,
I forgot about it.
He brought it up, and then like later he was like kind of hinting using Winnipeg Jets as like a and I just
because you were comparing Brazil's fan base to the Winnipeg Jets.
Or no, that makes sense though.
Yeah,
like
I think it makes
trying
sense.
to spike an argument,
but I forgot about it.
Like, you don't do that all the time.
I do that, but with good reason. Like I breathe, and you guys are like, you breathe wrong. Especially you, Ryan.
Oh, all right. I think we're gonna end our sports area there, and let's go to some political news. For those of you who don't know, Melania Trump decided that she would wear a she was gonna wear a jacket to the either border or some shit, somewhere that had to deal with this whole migration with the kids being taken away from their parents, and she wears a coat that says, "I really don't care, do you?" And people are like, that's sending mixed messages, or like, that's not okay to wear. And Trump's like, oh, well, it was about the fake news in the media. She doesn't care about that and all that shit. And now there's a whole controversy over that if she's like, oh, I don't care about these kids. And
I don't know why she would.
I don't get why she would.
It's been a stupid fashion choice for the day, but like very, very stupid.
Very stupid fashion choice.
Like, what did she think was gonna happen?
Of all the things to wear, you want to wear, I really don't care, do you? It's like, you're asking for it. You're asking to make people mad. You can't even play the victim card there because you're enticing people to be mad at you.
Also, something that can be interpreted in like 1,000 different ways.
Like, no shit, people are gonna get upset if you wear that. I don't know. But in the end, who really cares? It's just a jacket, but...
I mean, I don't know anything about this story, so...
Yeah, don't explain it to him.
No, please.
It'll take like 30 minutes.
I mean, there's not much to explain about this. You're just going to a meeting.
Explaining it.
Please don't explain it. I won't. Well, there's not really much to explain, but...
Okay, fine. I won't explain. But yeah. I don't know. I think it's fucking stupid to wear that. But
I think we can all agree that not a good idea.
No debate here.
I mean, I think CNN and all them always act like they're like, oh, they're so upset about it, but in reality, they love this stuff because this gives them views. This gives them all this stuff.
I don't doubt it.
Like, I think they love Trump more than they hate Trump. I think they act like they're like.
I think they love to hate Trump.
Okay, that's fair. But they've gotten so many more views.
No, I'm free.
I mean, Canada's looking pretty good right now. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is U.S., Canada. Canada's definitely on top right now.
We can talk about the Ontario election.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I guess Tanner's really the only one that's listening, so he would know what we're talking about.
Shout out Tanner.
Shout out Tanner. How many times have we said that? Jesus Christ. But yeah.
Just give my boy some love here.
Yeah.
Oh, we can talk about the X thing as well?
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a sec, because that's a hard-hitting
I don't want to start crying yet.
Oh, man. Dude, that actually makes me so sad. You know, let's just talk about that, because Ontario election, PC won. Pretty crazy since we've had Liberal for how many years now?
Too many.
Too many.
Like 8?
Yeah. NDP got a lot of seats for one.
Liberal Party, they don't even have party status anymore.
Oh.
In the House.
Yeah, because there's 7%.
That means they don't get funding for advertising? Like, what's the
they shit the bed so hard.
Implications of that?
By keeping Kathleen Wynne in, by trying to fight back all the people's anger with like, I'm not sorry about what I did. It's like, well, okay, you're just.
And then giving up. I think giving up probably lost the most seats.
Yeah.
She conceded before the election.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think conceding was a good move.
Her big argument was vote for us so we can be the opposition. That's like her big thing after she conceded.
She said vote for us to prevent a majority.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you can just prevent a majority by voting for the NDP.
Yeah. That's true.
I think she would have gotten most seats if she didn't concede.
Yeah.
So I think she probably had a lot of supporters who actually genuinely, like, they probably won't tune in as well, who actually thought that they had a shot that would have voted for her, but then they heard that, and once she gave up, they're like, oh, well, I'm not going to vote for her then.
Yeah.
She's given up.
I mean, I just think the Liberals just, all in all, really shit the bed this election. It was kind of funny
they've been
watch.
shitting the bed for decades now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they still got voted in.
Speaking.
I don't know why the fuck they kept getting voted in. It was our generation, not generation, but our year that changed it. There was the highest amount of voters this year.
Yeah. I voted for the first time.
I went to vote and I ended up going to the wrong riding. Because there's 2 in Cambridge. I live like 5 minutes away from Travis.
Did you not get a vote card in
Travis?
I didn't get one.
No,
half the people our age didn't get one.
Really?
I got one, but
That's
I
what they
went to
were
the
saying.
wrong one. Yeah.
Huh.
It's just a problem with the voting, the mailing system or something.
Oh well, either way, they did good this year. So good.
Who's they?
The people, the common people who voted. I don't know.
Alright, man.
Dude, I'm just trying to not use he or she pronouns. People might get offended by that, so we just use they.
Yeah, I think it's the least of our concerns when people listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, let's get on to the depressing news of this podcast. XXXTentacion was found dead in his Lamborghini after getting.
It was a BMW.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was a Lamborghini.
No, it was an i8.
Matter.
Oh, it was an R8?
i8, I mean.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, damn. Okay, well, either way, he was found dead,
It was a Toyota R8.
and some guy just fucking mugged him. I thought it was like an assassination attempt.
It might have
or
been a
some shit.
cover. Like, they might have mugged him
Yeah.
just to cover up for an assassination.
Oh, that's
I think it was a hit.
You think so?
Yeah.
Ooh, big conspiracy.
Because apparently there's a lot of, like, in a lot of songs, he was using, like, game symbols for, like, different games, and they kind of, like, I think he was, like, beefing Chief Keef, who was what's the name of the guy who almost fought Tekashi 6ix9ine?
Chief Keef?
Yeah, he was, like, beefing him and stuff. Like, he was getting mixed up with some bad people, and I think it might have caught up to him.
Yeah. Dude, you know what's kind of crazy, though? Did you guys watch his Instagram stories before?
Yeah, he definitely knew it was going to happen.
He knew something was coming up. Like, that's what's, like, super shady to me about this whole thing.
He was live on Instagram and he was talking about how, like,
when he dies, he wants his legacy to not be the mistakes he's made, because he made a lot of mistakes.
And he needs to, like, how, like, he needs to start valuing life and, like...
It's crazy, bro. It felt like he was, like,
Literally
saying his last words. Dude, on his way up to the motorcycle, because that's what he was looking at, motorcycles, and he got shot.
Yeah.
On his way up, he was saying all this stuff about, like, I want people to remember me being, like, a good person and all that, and it was just like, holy fuck. Like, why is he saying... It's like, why is he saying all this right before he's shot? I think there's so much shit that goes behind the scenes that, like, we, the average people,
I read a rumor
don't
also
see.
that he was 50 Cent's son. I don't know if that means anything.
No, what?
What?
No, I read it.
Oh, that's pretty cool, though.
That would be so funny.
Daniel's instantly on that conspiracy.
Dude, I'm on that already.
He already believes it. No evidence needed.
I mean, 50 Cent, that guy's quite the character.
I don't like 50 Cent.
I mean, his music's okay.
I don't think he's...
Is he the guy that Eminem, like, recruited?
No.
Who's the name of the guy who did In the Club?
That was 50 Cent.
Yeah, that's 50.
Okay, yeah.
Eminem didn't recruit 50
I
Cent.
think 50 Cent was before Eminem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Justin Bieber
Alright.
recruited Carly Rae Jepsen.
Yeah, too bad she's not relevant anymore.
But yeah, I mean...
Actually, you could just say irrelevant.
Oh, I have a question
There's
for
a
you
word
guys,
for
though.
that.
Yo.
She's not relevant anymore.
Hey. Dude,
She's
with...
irrelevant.
Hey, Dan has a question.
Yo.
Who cares?
With,
There's a word for it.
Man, you're like... This guy's like, I'm gonna start an argument if he breathes wrong, but I just said, not relevant anymore, and he's like, there's a word for it. It's irrelevant.
Brian, that is true, though. I say something and
Started
you guys all
arguing
twist my
already.
words. I just said that to piss you off.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Oh my
that is a good
goodness.
point. But I don't actually care. But... dude,
Don't blow into the mic.
with
You're gonna hurt Ken's ears.
With XXXTentacion's death, there's a lot of people tweeting like, "Oh, he deserved this for all the shit he did." Do you think that's justifiable?
I saw a lot of
No,
those tweets, but
that's
like-
not justified. You can't say
Can't
somebody
say that for
A
deserves
lot
to
of
die.
people were saying that.
Yeah,
Maybe
a lot of people
could say
that
like
shit.
he deserved to go to prison or something like that, but you can't say he deserved to die.
Yeah.
Like some
there's
people,
a small amount of people in the history of the world that you could say that to.
Hitler,
Osama,
Obama.
Stalin.
You say Obama?
no. Censor that.
Stalin. No.
I'm sure we can find lots
Are
of
we
shitty
com- are we?
people.
I was
just
gonna say, are we
list-
coming up with a list of
Yeah,
people's
let's just-
history who deserve
That's what I was doing. That's what he was doing. He
Yeah.
had his fingers out.
Logan Paul.
He's gonna get killed in the ring.
No, dude, there's gonna be a big assassination
Any
attempt on Logan Paul.
This was the side man.
Or no,
KSI's gonna snap his neck. He's gonna drop dead in the ring.
yeah, or like KSI's gonna like punch with one of the gloves, and then like the gloves gonna show that they're like knives sticking out.
That's not that funny.
In terms of people like
Man,
in terms of people like saying that he deserved to die, that's obviously like not okay to say. But there's also other people who are like talking about how inspiring he was and how he was like a good role model. I think there's a happy medium between the two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think we can all agree that he was not a great person, but
No, he was definitely a shitty person.
he was definitely a shitty
did
person.
a lot of shitty things in his life.
I think his music definitely has impacted a lot of people.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people suffering from like depression, suicide, things like that. I think his music has definitely helped a lot of people.
Mhm.
yeah.
Even if it's not like the most upbeat, positive music, right? It's still something that like they can relate to. So then and they can see that.
Someone else is going through.
So that if they can see that someone famous like him is going through this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
That's been big in the last few years, though.
Yeah, Everybody Dies in Their Nightmares is probably his best
Yeah.
song in my opinion. I love that song, but it's really sad. Like if you really listen to the lyrics, it's like the most depressing song ever.
yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a big thing that he did right when dealing with depression that a lot of people don't. Is they try and make it like all happy, upbeat, to try and like make people feel like better about themselves. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you're perfect, but people with depression don't want to like.
I think
always
it's
hear
more.
that, you know?
I think it's more. It could be more helpful to like just absorb it kind of, and be like, I need help, instead of just being like, you're better than this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, and it's just Tentacion or X was.
Is his name Tentacion or X, man? Make up your mind.
I don't know, bro.
Both.
Jeez,
you can use-
dude, chill.
You can use different pronouns, bro. I don't know.
X, XXX, XXX, XXXTentacion, XXXTentacion X.
Tentacion, Sion,
Tent.
Big C on
Tent.
Tent, Tenta,
Ten.
Tentac.
Tent.
All right, this is great podcast
Yeah.
content.
Well,
guys.
we're just coming up. But yeah,
What's his
he was
actual name?
he was relatable instead of like trying to help people out.
It's like Jansay or something.
Yeah, he had a crazy real name. Like I forget what it was,
Bob?
but
It's like Jansay or
So
something.
Ryan?
Tentacion.
Was it Toe Jam?
Toe Jam.
Shout out Toe Jam.
Shout out Toe Jam.
Toe Jam.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's his name.
Jasse
Oh, look. Click on the video.
Onfrey.
How to pronounce his name.
Jasse Onfrey.
No, click on the video.
Bro, we will do that after the
Ryan,
podcast.
come on. This is professional.
Oh, actually, it's only 20.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Jasse Onfroy. That's how
Okay.
you say it. There's just some freaking like 12-year-old or not like 14-year-old dude just like how you pronounce it is Jasse Onfroy. Like
Riveting.
and he got 71,000 views. We get freaking 20 and this guy gets 71,000. Oh man, we need to get a shout out from this dude.
Get him on the podcast.
Get him.
We can like throw celebrity names
Yeah.
at him.
Yeah.
Let's get a shout out from Bashizzle Films.
Fuck you, bro. That was so loud in my
Just
ears.
conspired.
Dude, look at that. Like, look at that on
One
the
time
thing.
we're all just like, I didn't do it, dude. Don't slap me.
He's gonna backhand
He's
you.
gonna
bro.
knock you out if you blow that mic.
Yeah, man.
He's
All
gonna
right.
knock me out.
With that unprofessional fucking.
Tanner said he might come back. Wait, we should
Okay.
finish.
Yeah,
I was
let's-
talking to him.
yeah,
Shout out
shout out Tanner
Shout out
one last
Tanner.
time.
Shout out Toe Jam.
Well, I think we're gonna end this podcast off here. Comment down below.
Thanks for
Tell us
listening.
what you liked. Tell us what you didn't like. Thank you, Caleb
you,
and
Jake
Ryan,
Paulers.
for coming on the show. Probably have you on again. That was pretty fun. A lot of good topics. And if you think Caleb's wrong on everything, like he is, Just comment down below, man.
Everyone hate Caleb.
Tanner is our only viewer, and he already said that I was right.
Hashtag everybody hates Caleb. I think that would be a good hashtag to start trending. But I mean,
on what?
I don't know. On everything, man. You get it going on. Okay, you know what? We're not gonna argue about this right now. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.